that Sue, I've never met Sue before, and she talked about death by PowerPoint. So I have my Mary Poppins bag here. And see if the umbrellas work. So my name is Ginger Liemohn, and cultivating community is my jam, okay? What you may or may not know is we're currently in a crisis of loneliness. We know some of that happened during the pandemic, right? The APA, which is the American Psychiatric Association, says that 30% of US adults experience loneliness once a week. 10% are experiencing it every single day, okay? So keep that in mind. That's part of our why, all right? How many people use LinkedIn in their community? See, I didn't know you were gonna say that.
I'm sorry.
So not individually, but like your group has it. Okay, show of hands. How many of you are using the LinkedIn event invitation that's embedded in LinkedIn? Yay! And no shame if you don't. I'm gonna tell you about that. How many are posting group photos? Love that, Erica. Every single week. We do a lot of speaker photos, but I'm talking group photos. Those can be a challenge. Okay, and then how many people are tracking the data from their analytics from LinkedIn? So much to share. Okay, so this umbrella represents the invitation, because see how fancy it is? Remember we used to like send out wedding invitations, all of this, okay? LinkedIn event invitations are embedded within LinkedIn. And if you are the admin, anybody the admin of their account or the super admin, okay. So it's very easy to go in there and set this up. You can get a headshot of your speaker for the upcoming week, their logo, and the coffee sponsor. And Million Cups has provided basically a template. We can plunk that in there, so it's all logo created authentically. And I can go in as the admin, super admin, invite all the people that are in our community. So we started in Ann Arbor 9 months ago with 0 followers, and we're at 602, I think, 9 months later. I can invite up to about 75 people, and then LinkedIn starts glitching a little bit. So I think that's just based on my experience, that's how many people you can invite. So you can invite people within your community, but also your own professional account. So maybe if you have somebody that has a lot of contacts, that might be the way to go. And I don't invite the same people every week. Now we get about 40, 45 people every week now, and we have no problem with attendance. But what that invite does is allow people to really see that on their schedule. Now my next thing, and I'm gonna talk about group photos. So I'm a professional photographer. The reason this is gray is because of a gray card. If you know about white balance? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so you may say, well, Ginger, you're a photographer, so of course you're gonna wanna take photos. Okay, so we know from the family side that kids who are photographed have higher self-esteem, and they see themselves as part of a community, their family, whatever family unit that is. There's data on that. Now, for entrepreneurs, remember the loneliness umbrella? Entrepreneurs are more likely to experience loneliness because we work alone a lot, right? Or we're in small teams, okay? So having a group photo helps that unity, that collaboration. They see themselves as part of that community. Most of us go to industry conferences once a year, twice a year for continuing ed, and we might get a nice, selfie group photo, right? You have an opportunity to photograph your group, your community, every single week. Don't waste that opportunity. How am I doing on time?
2 more.
2, all right, good. Okay, purple is the color of wisdom, okay? So we're gonna look at the data, because I know there's some cynics out there that are probably like, yeah, how does she know this works? I know it works because I've looked at the data. As an admin or a super admin of your LinkedIn account, you go to something in the analytics tab that says CTR. That's the click-through rates. So that's a ratio of the number of clicks So we don't say views in LinkedIn, we say impressions, and we don't say, or the clicks is the engagement, so it's in a ratio. You want that ratio for organic content. This is what we're talking about, organic content. The invites, the group photos, the speakers. This is not canned stuff, no offense to Kaufman, but nothing that Kaufman's gonna send you. It needs to be part of your community, right? If you get a CTR rate of 3 to 5%, you're in a really good spot. Oh, the photographer's here, yay! One person to another, I have props, yes, I'm a photographer. Okay, so, sorry, squirrel moment there. Okay, so you want your CTR to be above 3 to 5%. So any guesses of what we have tracked in Ann Arbor for the last 9 months for the invitations? What's our CDR?
15.
You're so smart. We're right at 9%. So I like that. That's 2 to 3 times what we need to be. Any guesses on the group photos? Can I ask my photographer in the group? What do you think? Group photos?
At least
28%.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, so if you only have time to do one or the other, or maybe was it one of you guys that talked about an intern? Was it Erica? No, I've already lost track. Have your intern do it. At least do the group photo if you don't have time to do the invite. Okay? And so am I almost out of time?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay, so remember, people are feeling lonely. They want to be invited to your community. Please take a group photo. You don't need a professional, okay? Find that person who maybe has an eye and maybe they don't want to be in front of the camera. Often photographers don't. Have them take the photo and track your data. And why? Because you got to pull it all together and be that inclusive community that is 1NC. And
Brilliant presentation. Ginger, thank you very much. One question. One
I didn't
question.
use the microphone. Sorry, there was a lot of
You're good. You're good. One question.
question.
That's fine. We're saving them for the end, right? Robert, I kind of see you like.
My mind is going.
Okay, it's
Okay.
a lot
It's
to take
okay.
in, right?
I have a gift for anybody that comes up to me and asks me more about this.
John has a
Do you
question.
recommend any automation for LinkedIn? Automation and stuff?
Okay, so for the LinkedIn invitation, LinkedIn is not sophisticated enough to do the scheduling. So when you're ready, so we have our 1MC on Wednesdays. I do a recap with the group photo, and then that Thursday, the very next day, I will have the headshot, logo, coffee sponsor, advertising the next week. So no, not for that. You can schedule posts, but you can't schedule invites yet.
Even if you upgrade.
Yeah, I have a nice account now.
All right,
Not
so
yet.
let's give it up to Ginger. Great presentation. And if you have been playing or